Thank you, team, so much for jumping on the call today. I appreciate it. On this 233rd episode of my Monday Morning Pep Talk, I will take you through my breakthrough moments that truly impacted how I thought about my business and its growth. Interestingly enough, almost all of those breakthroughs included math equations and percentages to prove its effectiveness. What I love about the math when determining what would work or not work is that the math does not allow for gray area. The confidence and trust in a system is the basis for consistency. It's the consistent execution. It's the consistent execution of a proven system that brings you the results you desire. Takeflight is an operating system that I have 100% confidence. Today, I'll take you through a quick timeline of how it came together and the math behind it and what gives it that validity that I have come to witness. Before I discuss the numbers that should drive your business, I want to remind you of my professional purpose, and that is to help you, the broker advisor, optimize your productivity and help you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because happy brokers sell more real estate. And I help you by teaching you how to handle challenges and opportunities that you face every single day. And if you can effectively manage those certain situations that arise on a daily basis in your business, you'll be more productive and live a life that is the best version of you. And my ask, as always, is that you listen to me on these calls as if you are in a one-on-one coaching session with me, either in my office or, on a phone call. In 2012, I was in Scottsdale for a spring break with my family. The girls were young, and we were spending the afternoon at the resort's kids club, or the girls were. The girls were young, and they were spending the afternoon at the kids club. And I came across a YouTube video by Dean Jackson. He's considered one of the original direct marketing gurus, and to this day, he is incredibly well thought of. And interestingly enough, he came out of the real estate industry. He in this video, he talked about a sales funnel that had 3 areas of concentration. The top part of the sales funnel was the before. This is where the marketing and lead generation section of your business, where the business comes into the top portion of the funnel. The middle section of the funnel was the during, okay, where you have a client in an active transaction with the opportunity to show value with the emphasis of creating a lifelong or a lifetime relationship. And then down at the base of the funnel was the after, and this is where you have a list of your private clients, and it's built for those nurturing efforts that are organized to maintain a relationship for the life of your career and the life of them being in the marketplace. And so, having had my own brokerage business that was growing, I realized that the reason for its growth was that I had kind of figured this out, but I was doing a decent job in those 3 areas, and I realized that was probably why I was seeing growth. So while watching that video by Dean Jackson, the light bulb went on, and this framework that he discussed was visual, and it packed a lot of what I had learned into one diagram, one framework. And today, this basic concept continues to make up the underlying operational system we call Takeflight. It's proven because it has been beaten up and stress tested over a long period of time. And I've learned that if you have all 3 parts of your business working together, you can and will create massive momentum. And I took this framework and started to fill in the blanks, okay? Why does it work? I needed proof. And there's no better way to find certainty and proof than through the math. through the math. And here's what I found through my research: implementation and success building my brokerage business. Okay, this is what I found. First, I read The Go-Giver by Bob Burg in 2011, around the same time I discovered this sales funnel framework. The big takeaway from that book was the law of compensation. You guys have heard me talk about it many, many times, which states that your income is determined by the number of people you serve and how well you serve them. That is your value. And I took that and I stress tested it against the funnel. And I realized that I needed that lead generation, the before, to bring those people into the funnel, and I needed to take really good care of them. This is all stuff I had learned, and I was beating this up. I had to take care of them through the transaction. This is the during. And when I was done with the transaction, I needed to continue to take care of them over the life of my career. And that's the after. Bob Burg just helped me verify that this concept is proven and is a basic law of operation if you want to succeed in business. So the law of compensation is a basic equation that bears repeating. You take the amount of people you serve times how well you serve them, and that gives you your income. I went on a quest to improve those two areas of my business, and my business doubled the year after I read The Go-Giver, when I really truly started to focus on this sales funnel, right? So those two areas being the value that I provide and the number of clients. So those two areas I really worked on, and it was 2011, 2012, where that's all I focused on was the number of people and the quality of transaction. So I want to thank Stephen Covey and Barbara Corcoran for helping me understand the importance of focusing on what matters, especially when it comes to lead gen and marketing, okay, which is this next section. Stephen Covey taught me that we need to stay focused on large rocks and not the pebbles. In a significant moment for me, watching a YouTube video in 2013, I watched as he took a willing participant through an exercise on stage to prove that you have to keep your focus on the large rocks, those big things that matter. And that concept, I am using that concept today by defining the 3 rocks of marketing. And this is that before portion, right? That before portion of the funnel. So how do we identify our top rocks? How do we identify those top priorities, those 3 rocks of marketing? Well, you can thank Barbara Corcoran for that. When she was running the Corcoran Group in New York, she would tell her struggling agents to go back through their last 25 transactions and decipher where those opportunities came from. Once they did the exercise, she would tell them to go do more of, quote unquote, that. So, go do more of that. In many cases, they had strayed from doing consistently what had worked for them in the past. Point made. Point made, Barbara and Stephen. Pick 3 rocks, put your focus on them consistently for a long period of time. That's the goal. And if you stray, do the research again and get back to what works for you. The marketing and lead generation section of the sales funnel is where my client base found me and got to know me. Okay, let's say that again. The marketing and lead generation section of the funnel, the before, is where my client base found me and got to know me. Next, I realized that I needed to deliver and leverage opportunities within the transaction. This is the second stage of the sales funnel Dean Jackson called the during. Through my study and research, I realized that if I created an amazing experience using dialed-in systems and processes, I would add a significant amount of value that would create a remarkable experience that my clients would want to remark about, helping me turn 1 opportunity into 3. Here's the multiplication factor Another math equation, turning one opportunity into three. All I needed to do is create those systems and processes, execute them, and keep my head up so that those additional opportunities did not slip by me. The math, I should get 2 extra opportunities out of every client transaction if I delivered for my clients while leveraging my value. In Takeflight, I called that the during, that middle section of the sales funnel, deliver and leverage. This is the section where my client base learned to trust me. Now, as we move into the last portion of the funnel, I realized very, very early in my comeback back in 2008 that I needed a database to contain my contacts. Every coach I followed online, via YouTube, and my best friend Google, they all used and discussed the need for a database, now lovingly described as a CRM. How many people do I need? In the 1990s, British anthropologist Robin Dunbar discovered that there was a correlation between brain size and one's social circle. The Dunbar number suggests a cognitive limit to the number of people with whom one can maintain stable social relationships. Relationships in which an individual knows each person and how each person relates to each other. Okay? That number lies between 100 and 250 based on the situation. This is where I originally came up with the top 150, which is the number proposed by Dunbar, which then got reduced by me to the top 100 in about 2013, and should probably be smaller based on the daily pressures of an individual real estate broker. Okay? So, here's what I found. If that social circle you call your top 100 is well taken care of, it's proven that you should get about a 20% return on your efforts, meaning that out of every 100 people, you should get 20 introductions in any given year. We call that your return on database. Now, do the math on those numbers. Is it worthy for you to stay engaged with your clients? The answer, my friends, should be obvious. The answers should be obvious. And I named the base of the sales funnel, in my world, database and relationship management. It's where your clients continue to like you post-transactions, okay? Are you seeing a theme? Are you seeing a theme? Throughout the levels of the sales funnel, your business can be incredibly predictable and enjoyable if you focus on 3 main marketing and lead generation strategies. Take amazing care of your clients during the transaction, creating 2 additional opportunities. And then once they've transacted with you, stay top of mind through organized follow-up efforts throughout the life of the relationship, creating introductions through a top 100 made up of your raving fans. Team, we are not in this business for our health. And that's why the law of compensation is so brilliant. If we want to maximize our income, we need to maximize our impact by identifying more people who know us, like us, and trust us as their real estate broker. They get to know us through our marketing. They learn to trust us based on how well we take care of them during the transaction. And with some coordinated efforts post-transaction, they learn to like us because we are not just another salesperson watching them drive their car off the lot, never to be heard from. Never to be heard from again. The knowledge that I've accumulated over 15 years of developing Takeflight works every single time. It works every time, team. It's built on the foundation of mathematical formulas that are proven and consistently tested over and over and over again. If you can't trust the math, you can't trust anything. If you can't trust the math, if you can't trust the research, you can't trust something that's been stress tested for 15 years, what can you trust? So hopefully you found this helpful today. I enjoyed writing it. It is the basis of 15 years of research. Takeflight is built on this. And next week we're going to talk about momentum and the kind of momentum that this funnel creates. If you found this helpful, please go follow me on YouTube. I'm really focused on YouTube, team, because that's where I learned. Okay, that was my virtual mentor, and I'm putting a lot of effort into creating content there from these Monday morning pep talks. Obviously, you can get me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, all searchable under Ask Jimmiller. And while you're there, I'd love for you to just hit subscribe. Okay, thanks, team. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I'll talk to you later. Bye.